Hello, hello. Hi, Holly. Valerie, hello. We'll give it a couple minutes and then we'll get going. Gabrielle, hello. Bren, how are you? How is everybody doing on this fine, gorgeous Tuesday evening? Oh my gosh, the weather has been so amazing. I can't even believe it. Miss Mary, hello, hello. Vicky, hello. Barbara, how are you? All right, we'll give it a minute. Let me know what's going on. How's everybody doing? The weather, again, has been unbelievable. I actually ate my lunch outside. I have a squirrel that's been around my house for years, I think, and it begs worse than a dog. And I think it just had babies, but I couldn't give it any people food. I told it to go to the bird feeder and eat off the floor. Hey, Renee. Hi, Marie. Barb. Hello, hello. Welcome, everybody. Just telling a story about my stalker squirrel in the neighborhood. How is it going? Christine, hi. All right. So, today is day one. Hi, Rosemary. Of our, I think it's probably going to be a 3-part series using embossing folders. And I did a couple of samples of what I'm going to be showing you before I went live. And we are going to use Distress ink for these. You could probably use any ink. I was just using Distress ink because it's going to wipe out of my good embossing folders easily, right? So these are the ones I use all the time. So what, I'm going to get a wipe here. What we are going to do is go over this technique. It's super quick. Okay, so you can do the emboss and the oh, Valerie, I love that doily one. Isn't it awesome? Look at these. Yes, I did some great tags too. Okay, so it's super easy. Let's look at this one first. Now this embossing folder we have in the store because it's clouds and, well, Renee and I love the clouds. Now this one, you have to be a smidge more careful only because it's not got a lot of height. You know, those 3D embossing folders make it super easy because it's got a lot of height. But you can do the embossed or the debossed side. And all I did, and this one was using Peacock Feathers Distress ink. You could make it stormy clouds if you want with hickory smoke. But all I really did was I took the ink pad and I kind of lightly rubbed it on so that it would only put ink on the part that's higher up. All right, now the other thing I did too that I wanted to show you is I rolled my brayer in my ink also. This works too. And then you can brayer some ink onto your stencil. It might be a little neater, but we all know I'm not that neat, right? So you can do it that way too. I use the brayer on this one, but I just like to, this hickory smoke is really light, so it's difficult to see if I got any ink on there. Okay, so then you just put your paper in, smash it in your embossing folder, and then just run it through your die cut machine. I have a Big Shot, one of the originals, I think. Yeah, see, my hickory smoke pad must be really dry. All right, I'm going to show you that. That's what happened. But this I am going to do with a color that I know is nice and juicy here. I'm going to re-ink my hickory smoke. All right, let's use this Peacock Feathers because I know that one has nice and juicy ink there. All right, so we'll roll that on with the brayer just so I can show you what that ends up looking like. then we will stick a piece of paper in there, smash it, and run it through our, can you hear how squeaky my handle is? Woo, gotta put some WD-40 on that. All right, let's see. Okay, so can you see how you just get the shadow of the ink around there? That is what happens when you use the brayer. This is what happens when you smush it on. You definitely get a lot more ink. I mean, you can probably even see it. All right. I'm gonna run it through one extra time here. I didn't feel like I got a lot of pressure. All right, let's see what we got. Look at that. So the ink just gives you a really defined look on your pattern. Now, if you were a little bit more careful, you could not have the blue in the clouds, but I really like that the way that it does that. It looks really shabby. All right, let me wipe this ink off because if I don't do it now, I'll forget. Okay, now on this one, this is one of the 3D embossing folders. It's the doily, one of the new Tim Holtz doily, well, new-ish doilies. And on this one, because it's the 3D embossing folder, it does some really cool stuff. All right. We are going to take this peacock feathers again. And here we go. We'll put this right in. And I will check questions in just a second. Ooh, my finger's stuck. That doesn't help. I have that plate that has the flippy foldery pages, and I just really don't like it because the way it's all connected. Yeah. All right, look at this. Love how that turns out. So that's just by putting some ink on here. Now, let me see if I can find a piece of paper because I'll use this tag. I want to show you something else that is really fun to do. So if you take your embossing folder and your piece of paper, and this is a tag, and run it through with no ink on it, then what you can do is take your ink pad and just really lightly rub your ink pad over it, and it's just going to hit those areas that are embossed. So you can see that you get some really great definition that way. So that's another thing you can do if you don't want to put ink on your embossing folder. Of course, this is distress, so it wipes right off. But aren't those really fun, quick, easy things that you can do with your embossing folders? I mean, come on, I know we all have tons of embossing folders that we've had for a while, haven't we? You know what, Gabrielle, I'm using, this paper is the 80-pound Nana, and I didn't have to wet it. It didn't crack it or do any of that to the paper. If you used thicker paper, you might want to wet it. The only thing that you have to be careful of is it's going to maybe make your ink move around a little bit if you're using distress. But yeah, it's a bit thinner, you know, paper than, like, say if you did the heavy mixed media heavy stock from Ranger, you might want to give that a spritz. So those are some fun and easy ways, like I said, to get your this was with walnut stain, isn't that pretty? Get your embossing folders out and try some new backgrounds. Get your distress inks. Get any inks. You could use the Lawn Fawn ink because that's a water-based ink as well, and it will wipe right off. So, and like I said, you could use archival or of those inks. You're just going to have to be fine with it staining your embossing folder. And you know me, I'm probably fine with that. But what I had on my desk right here was this fabulous Distress peacock feathers that I've been using in Jen's classes. I saw Jen just popped on. Hey, Jen. Happy one day after your birthday. All right, so if you missed this in the beginning, you can definitely catch the replay on our Facebook page. You can also catch the replay on our YouTube channel, scrappychiclivonia.com. And next week on Tuesday, we will be doing another fun technique, again, using our embossing folders, but we're going to use paint. You are so welcome, Jen. I'm glad you got it. Yeah, so we're going to use our embossing folders and we're going to use paint. And then the week after that, we're going to use our embossing folders and foundry wax. So something to look forward to. These embossing folders and these inks clearly are available at Scrappy Chic in-store or online. So scrappychiclivonia.com if you want to check it out. And that is it, ladies. Thank you so much for joining me. And if I don't see you in the store this week, I'll see you right here next Tuesday at 7 p.m. Technique Talk Tuesday. See you soon. Have a great night. Thanks.